Hi everyone. This is actually this is actually the second time that I'm doing this. I never did a live stream during the Champions League draw, but I think it'd be pretty cool to actually partake in because my brothers and sisters are going to be up during the draw overseas. Those of us here in the States in America, we have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to see the Champions League draw. And I like to find out who Juventus is going to play. And my roommate here is a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so he's going to be wanting to wake up early for the draw. If Tottenham weren't in it, then he wouldn't be wanting to wake up early. But it is going to be pretty exciting. I'm going to be live for the draw. It's going to be really exciting. There are many possible scenarios out there. I'm hoping for the best for Juventus. I think we're deserving of Porto this time around. It would be fitting if Ronaldo heads back to Portugal. So there is that. I don't know. It just sort of reminds me of Monaco. We played Monaco en route to the 2015 and 2017 Champions League finals. We already faced Porto in 2017 when we made it to the final. So I think during 2017 and 2019, we might see Porto in both of these Champions League finals. Cristiano Ronaldo himself is Portuguese. Porto already beat the Italian team. May they play another Italian team. It just reminds me of Monaco, who we play really frequently. So I really am digging Juventus and Porto legitly. Now, if I had things my way, it would be Ajax in Porto because it would make for entertaining football. But my gut feeling is Ajax and Tottenham Hotspur, and some of these guys that you see like Davis and Sanchez and Christian Eriksen. Both of these guys played at Ajax. They spent their youth careers over at Ajax. Davis and Sanchez played in the 2017 Europa Finals. So I'm actually really liking Tottenham Hotspur against Ajax. Any combination of Tottenham Liverpool, of Tottenham and Manchester City, just the endless possibilities are there. Like Manchester United and Liverpool, you have to guess what the all English tie is going to be. It would involve any combination of Manchester City, Tottenham, and Manchester United, whatnot, in Liverpool. But to me, just because Liverpool and City happened last year, I think no matter what, no City, Liverpool. That's probably number one. I'd be really surprised if we see Manchester City against Liverpool. These rematches don't really seem to happen that much. And to me, I think it's no chance that we see Man City, Barcelona. Like in my head, I'm trying to think of the possibilities that we are going to see for this Champions League tie. And to me, Pep Guardiola has to face off against Barcelona in the semifinals because the last time Pep Guardiola made it to a Champions League final, he was the Barcelona manager. And so it would be pretty fitting if he makes it to the final again by beating Barcelona. So I think those two matchups, I think, are just not a chance of happening. Now, I think what would be legit is Man United versus City. And a Manchester derby in the Champions League. Manchester United knocking off Paris Saint-Germain, and then Manchester City get the easy draw. It's like, hey, Man U beat the easiest team of competition. How are they going to fare against Manchester City, right? It's just going to make for great football. Ultimately, at some point in time, we'd see a Manchester final. I just don't think it's going to be happening within the next couple of years. I just think that we're going to have to wait a little bit until we ultimately see that Manchester final that all of us are going to be accustomed to seeing. would Juventus face off against Liverpool? Would they face off? Well, no matter what, Juventus, Barcelona, we can X off that possibility because Messi and Ronaldo are going to be in the semifinals, the Champions League. Both Messi and Ronaldo. City, Juventus, Barcelona. I think Juventus are going to face off against Ajax at some point because Juventus faced Ajax in the '96 Champions League final. I would be really surprised if we saw it in the Champions League final. So I like Ajax to advance. Who would Ajax beat? Porto, Tottenham Hotspur. Those are the possibilities with Porto. Tottenham against Ajax just looks even more likely because of these connections. For Juventus, Sancho returns from suspension. Ex-Porto left wing back. And he could end up making his return against his old team. We can see that. Porto have Pepe. They have Casillas. Casillas has matched up against Juventus quite a bit. Pepe was with Real Madrid. So these familiar faces on Madrid, even though there's no Gianluigi Buffon this time, it always raises the prospects that we'd see Porto in the Champions League knockouts. Just I think after a really tight draw against Atletico Madrid that they're going to give them an easy draw. And likewise, Manchester City had an easy draw in the last round. So I think Man City get a tougher draw. And to me, City lost to Liverpool. Liverpool appears stronger. So City would have to face off against Tottenham or United. If UEFA really hates Tottenham Hotspur, well, you see, you can open the new Spurs Stadium against any Premier League team. To me, it would be more compelling to open a Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against a team outside of England. So I think Tottenham have to draw against someone outside of England. Tottenham Hotspur already played against Barcelona. Tottenham Hotspur got knocked off against Juventus. So I'd be really surprised if Tottenham Hotspur are not facing Ajax. I feel really strongly about that. Fuck Liverpool. Liverpool murdered our fans. 1985 final. I'd be really surprised if we see Liverpool. Liverpool don't want to face Juventus. Trust me, they don't want to face Juventus. They want to face Manchester United. Liverpool don't want to face off against Barcelona. But I think with Coutinho, I think it'd be really likely to see Coutinho go up against his former side. I think that's very likely that we would see that, and that'd be very compelling. So, because this is all random, it's all going to be 5-1 for every team out there. Remember, with some of the draws out there, it's all rigged last year. Like Roma having an easy draw in the round of 16 last year, and then they had that scripted comeback against Barcelona, and then they secure that Champions League money for their new stadium. And something similar is happening with Tottenham Hotspur winning in the round of 16, and now they're in the quarterfinals, and now they bring in more money to finance and pay for their new stadium. So that's really interesting in what I have observed. But yes, I'll be here 4 o'clock my time, Arizona Mountain Standard. I'm going to be here for the draw. It's going to be really interesting. I'm sure the draw is going to be played. The draw will be on Reddit/soccer streams, or even on UEFA's YouTube channel. They may be broadcasting the draw live. But these are my thoughts. And, no way we're going to say Man City and Juventus. You just have to, it's all process of elimination. You can sort of have an idea who's going to face off against who. during the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But it is a very compelling case to make with some of my scenarios. It should be interesting to look out for.